All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha, Kwadash. I want to give double honors to head apostle, and elders, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. This is the brother Mattathiah from the GMS Virginia camp, coming to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the true, holy, powerful name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the true, holy, powerful name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus and Christ. Bahashem is in the name, and Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. And the title of this lesson is going to be Esau's hatred for you Israelites is being shown more and more. All right. Esau's hatred, the so-called white man, his hatred for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you biblical Israelites, is being shown more and more day by day. Okay. Now let's start in Psalms 58 and let's go down to verse 1. It says, Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the balance of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. The wicked are born wicked, and the wicked of the earth is the so-called white man. All right, the biblical Edomites, they are the wicked of the earth. And like the scripture says, they go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. And Esau's lies have saturated the earth. And the majority of our people believe in this devil's lies, his whispers. They believe in his plans. They believe in his philosophies. They believe in his doctrines. They believe in his smooth words. But just like the scripture says, though his words were smooth as butter, war was in his heart. War is in this man's mind. Okay? The scriptures say, these devils don't go to sleep without thinking about wickedness. Okay? Let's get that real quick. This is Micah 2:1. It says, Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They've been put in the position of power. This earth has been given into their hands by the Most High Yahweh. And they sit amongst their secret councils and they devise these agendas. They devise these plans. They orchestrate these schemes. Ultimately against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. These wicked elites, they know who you are. They know that you're the Israelites. All right. They know you're next in line to, be in rulership. And they know that's a forever rulership. They know that they're going to be slaves under the hands of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And they got a problem with that. Okay. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. And they're able to do that because of the power that they have, the blessing they've been given, being put in the position of, rulership of the earth. Okay. They've been given that staff, that scepter from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It says, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Okay. Let's go to Genesis, the 27th chapter. And let's start in verse 38. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father, bless me. And this is concerning, as you read up in this chapter, concerning Esau, basically giving his birthright away to Jacob. And Esau was asking his father for another blessing. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Verse 39, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, And that's what Esau does, man. Okay. He lives by that sword because that sword is his blessing. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Yeah, them devils, were subjected under us at one point in time. When you go into the dark ages, but them chains were uplifted off of that devil, man. Okay, and he came back into power, and he's currently in rulership till this very day. It says that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. All right, so we're going, going into the history of the hatred that Esau has for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is an ancient hatred, and this hatred was ultimately distilled and put together by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It says, and Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then shall I slay my brother Jacob. And, from the years to the decades to the centuries to the, time upon times, this has been always on Esau's mind, seeking to destroy you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay? The scriptures say the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. A lot of our people read these scriptures, read, this Bible, okay, or they have the notion or the mindset of that this Bible, there's nothing in it that speaks about now, okay, or nothing in it that pertains to the things that are going on around them that are happening all over the earth in the day and age that they live in. They just look at it as some ancient old book, okay, and they don't understand the prophecies. They don't understand that everything that's happening now is documented in the scriptures, man. Okay? It's called prophecy. Let's go over to Psalms 140:1. It says, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. And this man is the evil man. He's the violent man, the deceiver of the earth. And this devil's starting to show his horns. All right? Your average Edomite that was, somewhat reluctant to come out with his views and his thoughts on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans on certain issues in society. Well, he's now standing bold and voicing his opinions towards you Israelites, towards you Jakes, off the strength of the various different things that have happened and are happening. And, this new president, Donald Trump, being put in office, and the various different orders that are coming down the pipeline. Now these Edomites are standing on 2 feet bold, like, yeah, that's right, But they've always had that hatred. They've always had those feelings. They just suppress them, okay? They suppress those feelings because of, of fear and uncomfortability of being demonized to a certain extent, of being looked at in a certain way, all right, in the eyes of peers, friends, family. But now those things, those constrictions are being uplifted. You see, Donald Trump just lifted the certain policies in these jobs. Well, you can discriminate now. If you don't like a person because of his color, because of the way he talks, because of the way he looks, because of the way he smells, you ain't got to give him a job. Okay? You don't have to hire a certain amount of so-called black people. You don't have to hire a certain amount of women at your job. Because in times past, not only that was a requirement to a certain extent, but these jobs and employers receive grants to hire a certain amount of ethnicity, okay? Certain amount of, people, not only from other nations, but ethnic amongst America as well, all right? Concerning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as women. Well, Trump's abolishing those policies, man. Okay. Back in Psalms 140:1, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man, preserve me from the violent man. And this man is very, very violent. And as the days and weeks and months and even years go by, it's going to become more and more evident. And as these days go by, Esau is going to continue to show his hatred towards you Israelites, man. Our people have, you know, through the years thought that this devil was their friend and that he had in his mind, in his heart, the best interest for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because he gave you a job, because he gave you a loan, because he gave you an apartment, because he gave you a house, a car, all right? He allowed you to get somewhat of freedom of speech, because he allowed you to travel, he gave you a passport. You thought that this man was your friend. Verse 2, which imagine mischiefs in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war. So continually this man is gathered together for war, man. He doesn't stop. All right. And since America was formed, this devil has been in nothing but wars. All right. All over the earth. He can't sit still. All right. He has to be doing mischief. He has to be doing wickedness, man. He was programmed by Yahweh. He was programmed by the Most High Yahweh to do these things. Okay. And he has no choice. Verse 2 again, which imagine mischiefs in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. But the majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're seeking to be right before and right under this devil, man. Right around at the councils and at the I should say, at the table of the wicked. They're seeking guidance and instruction from Esau. They're seeking help and aid from the so-called white man. Ultimately, they want salvation from this devil. Even in the midst of all the things that are happening on the earth, especially geared against you Israelites, our people are still seeking love and compassion and help from Esau Edom. It says, verse 4, keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have proposed to overthrow my goings. And this devil, amongst their secret councils, have devised various different strategies and means to overthrow your goings, to throw you in concentration camps, to get you sick, to have you confused, have you involved in all these philosophies and doctrines, to deport you, to send you to these other lands and countries. All right. Hey, Donald Trump is not just deporting the Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom as well. And it don't matter if you have paperwork. It don't matter if you were born in America. He's coming after the Native Americans who, he's abolishing certain bills and laws that were passed that allowed, the Native Americans to stay on this land. Okay. Because we all know that the so-called Native Americans, Gad and Reuben, were on this land before Esau came here. Well, Esau is deporting them as well. And I don't know where you're going to send them back to. Like Apostle Dahar said, what are you going to do? Send them back to Israel? Because that's where they came from. All right. So you're literally going to see and seeing the tribes being deported. And, Esau is either taking them to concentration camps or he's just dropping them off in areas and saying, good luck. But I'm not from this land. I don't know. Where am I? They shut the door, We're in the times of Jacob's trouble, man. It's only going to get worse. All right. It's going to get hotter and hotter, and the heat's been turned up by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you've been warned. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the Lord has set up his men all over the four corners of earth, rising up early, coming out in the highways and byways, doing videos, pointing it out, making it plain to you, connecting the dots, filtering things through the scriptures, going into the news, going into the prophecies, man. Okay, in real time. And the majority of our people refuse to listen. They refuse to believe, but that's okay. It says, keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have proposed to overthrow my goings. The proud have hid a snare for me and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me. There they set a trap for all those jakes that came over across the border and got, got housing, got funds. They thought that they were going to have longevity over here in America. No, that was just a setup. You were just used for his aid. You were used for his benefit. Now he can be, Esau can be looked at once again as, the hero. Look what I'm doing. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm making America great again. And these average, everyday Edomites, hey, they're riled up. Okay, these white supremacist groups, they're motivated, man. And soon these white supremacist groups are going to get the okay to put hands on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They're going to be to enact in all the things that they've been training for years and years and years. Because they knew, these groups know that a day was coming where it was going to be a state of lawlessness, man. Continuing on in verse 6, I said unto the Lord, thou art my power, Yahweh. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord. O Lord, O Yahweh, the Lord, the strength of my salvation. Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Okay, and this is King David speaking. All right. It says, grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. And Esau has some very sinister desires, plans, and devices set up for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right. Just because you hear him say something on the news doesn't mean that's what's happening. Okay. You see the heavy deportations going on. Hey, the tribes are being taken all over the place, man. And they're not necessarily being taken back to where they came from. Some of them aren't even leaving the United States. They're being told and it's being said that they're being deported, but ultimately they're just sitting somewhere in a prison. They're just sitting somewhere in a concentration camp with who knows what is getting done to them. All right. We have to understand these wicked elites have a craving and an addiction to hydrochrome, as well as a whole lot of other wickedness, man. And they have to facilitate their needs. Okay. And that addiction grows just like any addiction that grows and grows and grows after, over time. It says, verse 8, Psalms 140:8, grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked, further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves. Okay. And, the elect is constantly praying to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai to bring this devil down, man. Let's go to Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. Matter of fact, let's read this in the Blue Letter Bible app. This is Ezekiel 35:5. I'm gonna read it in the KJV, then I'm gonna go to the NLT, and then I want to go into this word perpetual. Okay, this is Ezekiel 35:5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. All right. And this is concerning Esau, Edom. Let's skip up to verse 1. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And that's what you see happening on a high level all over the four corners of the earth. All right. Men are being raised up by Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, prophesying against this man, this devil, these so-called these so-called white people. All right. These wicked elites, man. All right. The ones who are in the position of power and rulership, okay, who govern the earth, to push these wicked laws, that enact these wicked devices, man, that pollute the earth, the water, the air, the sea, that can only do wickedness, like we read in the Micah, the 2nd chapter, man. And they're able to do this because the power was given into their hands by the Most High Yahweh. The Most High Yahweh controls all things. Nothing is going against his will. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Everything that Esau has established and gotten off the backs of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is all going to be taken down and destroyed. Okay? It says, verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. All right, so this man has had a perpetual hatred for you Israelites, man. And we're going to go into that word in a moment. But first, let's go into the NLT in this verse. It says, Ezekiel 35:5 in the NLT, your eternal hatred for the people of Israel led you to butcher them when they were helpless, when I had already punished them for all their sins. Okay. And Esau not only has, brought a sword upon you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which ultimately is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, who has put that sword upon us. But he has capitalized off of you Israelites, in various different manners, financially, all right, politically. Now let's go into this word perpetual real quick. Esau Edom, he'll use you, like it speaks about in I forgot what chapter in Sirach. He will use thee. When he can, get a benefit from you, he can use you for some certain means to push an agenda, to persuade the masses, to believe in what he wants them to believe. But when you're no use to him, he'll dispose of you. Okay. All right. This is going into that word perpetual.
Strong's H5769. Olam. Olam.
It says long duration. It says forever, ever, or everlasting, evermore. It says old, ancient time, long time, forever, always, of future, continuous existence. It says indefinite or unending future, eternity. So Esau is never going to change, man. He's always going to be the wicked. He's always going to hate you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This goes back to the womb, okay? As a matter of fact, we can wrap it up on that. Let's go to the book of back to the book of Genesis. All right. This is an ancient hatred, just like we went into the word perpetual, and it goes into old, ancient, everlasting. All right. And that ancient hatred is being stirred up. Okay. Esau's always had a hatred for you Israelites, but you're seeing the increasement of it. Okay. And it's being stirred up by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Let's go to Genesis. Yeah, this is Genesis 25. Let's go straight to the point, to verse 22. It says, and the children struggled together within her. And, this is concerning Jacob and Esau. All right, in the womb, it says, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. All right, and this is, speaking about Rebekah. She went to inquire of the Lord why the children, Jacob and Esau, were fighting in the womb. Okay, it says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So the Most High Yahweh separated Jacob and Esau. Even though they were brothers, they were separated. And two nations came out of them. Okay? It says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right. As a matter of fact, before we continue on, another precept came to mind, because a lot of our people will say, well, wasn't Esau, Jacob's brother. Let's go to the book of Malachi, the first chapter, and let's start from the top. It says, "The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob." Okay. Verse 3, "And I hated Esau." So the Most High hates Esau, man. It's plain. You can't get around it. It says, "And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage to waste for the dragons of the wilderness." Verse 4, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down." Everything that Esau has established, which he's got off the backs of you Israelites, is going to be all cast down. It's going to be flat and it's going to be obliterated, man. Okay? Over here in Babylon the Great. All these buildings, these houses, these tangible things, these skyscrapers, it's all going to be obliterated by Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by the means of what? The weapons of the Lord's indignation, okay? And those laser beams. And, you know, even these other lands, these other areas outside of Babylon the Great are going to experience heavy catastrophe, you know, concerning the ones that don't get hit by nukes, because certain of these other lands are going to get hit by missiles as well. All right, America is going to be shooting off missiles, nukes, ICBMs. But these different particular land masses, cities that don't get hit by nukes are going to experience a heavy catastrophe, man, because of what? The nuclear missiles that hit Babylon the Great. The scriptures say the earth shall rock to and fro like a drunkard. So the whole earth is going to rock. All these tectonic plates are going to move, man. Earthquakes are going to be going off all around the earth. Volcanoes are going to be erupting, shooting and spewing magma into the sky, gases, man. All right. Tsunamis are going to be going off in these other lands, man. Buildings are going to be falling down. So catastrophe is going to be happening all over the earth. Okay. Continuing on in verse 4, it says, "They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against the whom the Lord hath indignation forever." And that word indignation means righteous anger. So Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has righteous anger towards Esau, Edom. Okay? And you can't get around that. And these Christians like to twist and turn and add and take from the scriptures and try to make it seem like the Most High Yahweh has love for Esau, Edom, and that salvation is ultimately has been changed and swapped and moved around to be for all nations, right? Which is just madness. Okay? Now let's close out on Romans, the 9th chapter. And let's go down to verse 11. It says, "For the children being not born." As a matter of fact, let's start in Salakia. Let's start in, really, you could just read the whole chapter, but for time's sake, I'm going to just cut to a couple verses. Let's start in verse 7. It says, "Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called." Okay, going into that chosen line. "That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Yahweh, but the children of the promise are accounted for the seed. For this is the word of promise, at this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac," verse 11, "for the children being not born yet," or slide, let me read that again. "For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth." So it's Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai who divided and separated Jacob and Esau, man, who ultimately made the various different nations, man. and chose a certain line, a certain nation, man, being the Israelites, man, because he wanted to do that. And he made promises, he made a covenant with the Israelites, man, not these other nations. It says, let's read the latter part of verse 11 again. It says that the purpose of Yahweh according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. Verse 12, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. Verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. Lord willing, that was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. I want to give double honors to head apostle Netta, is a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim Netta, pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. To the next time, Shalom.